I was lying on my back on the floor, my head and shoulders completely inside the cabinet under the kitchen sink, when I heard footsteps creaking across the pine boards. I had thought I was home alone. There was absolutely no way I could extract myself from my spot fast enough to confront whomever was coming toward me, but I forced down my worry. It's probably the electrician, I told myself. Maybe I forgot he was coming this morning. "Hey, Archer," I called, my voice echoing in the tiny cabinet space. "Do you know anything about fixing leaks?" I impatiently tapped a fingernail against the metal pipe. Maybe I'm not as handy as I thought. I'd learned to be pretty self-sufficient during the past 10 years of living alone, but some things were still outside my skill range. Apparently, fixing a leaky sink was one of those things. Instead of Archer's deep timbre, I heard a woman's melodic voice. "You must be Hazel. Do you still have a room available?" I craned my head toward the voice, but all I saw was a piece of paper waving wildly in my direction. "I am, and I do. Hang on. This won't be pretty." With a few grunts and one groan, when one of my ample hips smacked against the cabinet door, I wiggled my top half out of the cabinet and moved into a sitting position on the floor. My visitor seemed to take that as an invitation, because she gracefully lowered herself until she was sitting across from me. Her long black braids swung with the motion, and I smiled to see bright purple streaks coursing through some of them. "I knew it," the woman smiled triumphantly, her dark brown eyes lighting up. "I was certain I'd get one of the available rooms. Oh, I'm Josephine Davenport, but you can call me Jo. Just don't call me Josie, okay? There's only one person who ever got to call me that, and well, that's another story. Tell me about the room." I couldn't help the small laugh that escaped my lips. Jo was a bundle of energy, but I liked her instantly. There was something slightly chaotic about her, but at the same time, she was looking at me with kindness and excitement, and no judgment. Maybe that's why I like her. "I still have all 3 rooms available," I told Jo. "But I just submitted the classified ad to the newspaper yesterday afternoon. So how do you already know I'm looking for renters?" Jo grinned. "I write for the paper, and I saw your ad this morning on my editor's desk. And I know you're going to accept me as a renter because I wrote about it." Jo waved the sheet of paper toward me again, and I caught sight of handwritten lines of text. My eyebrows drew down. "You wrote a newspaper article about moving in here?" "No, I wrote an intention." Jo's hand stilled so I could see the words written on the paper. The first sentence read, "Hazel Underwood is going to tell me she's happy to have me as a renter." "You used magic to make sure you'd get one of my available rooms." I nodded, as if that was normal to me. At the same time, I reminded myself it was going to take a while to get used to living in Foxfire Haven again,